Alright, today we're going to be cooking some, I don't even really have a name for it, cornbread chili casserole. Stuff you're going to need, I got light red kidney beans, whole kernel corn, tomato sauce, chili seasoning packet, 3 pounds of meat. I'm definitely not using the full 3 pounds, I'll probably cut it right in half. And then just some instant rice, as well as I do have a block of cheese that I have a cheese shredder for. I'll show that. It's still in the fridge, but yeah, we'll go ahead and I will pause and get right back into the cooking. Okay, we got everything. We got the beef cut in half, and we are going to go ahead, or beef, it's turkey. We're going to go ahead and start breaking it up with a spoon as it cooks. Still a little frozen, so it'll take a little longer, but we'll just start cutting through here and there. Cutting back, pausing, whatnot. Yeah, just start getting it cooking, and then we're going to just brown it. I will be back as it cooks more. Also, I have the stove set at about 6 out of 10. Somewhere around there is going to be good. You don't want to cook it too fast. You don't want to cook it too slow. This isn't meant to be like a all day long simmer type of thing. Kind of just a one pot meal. We'll have to use a bowl to cook the rice, but past that it won't have a lot of cleanup. I mean, I guess I'm also going to be putting it into a casserole dish, but you could skip that, just mix it all together and eat it that way. But yeah, we'll go ahead and pause for now, and I will let it cook until it's starting to brown a bit. I also do want to add, you could definitely do this with ground beef and not just ground turkey. That's just what I had, so I'm going to use it. As it starts to brown is when I'm going to put the can of tomato sauce in, and then I will probably, once that's in, probably should start cooking the rice now, actually, so I will go ahead and get that started. It's just instant rice. You just put it in a bowl with the right amount of water and cook it, so nothing too crazy. I will be back. Alright, so it's starting to cook a little bit, not very much, but, just kind of keep it mixing. Don't let it brown in one spot too much and end up burning. Just keep mixing, and eventually it'll all start to brown up and look a bit more like ground beef and not just a McDonald's chicken nugget paste. I don't know if you can hear the microwave or not. If you can, I apologize, but it will only be in the clips until it is finished cooking above the phone. But yeah, we will go ahead and just keep waiting for now and let it brown off until we are ready to put both the chili seasoning mix and the tomato sauce, as well as some light red kidney beans. But yeah, until then, just need to let it keep cooking. Also, as far as the rice goes, I am just cooking it with water. If you wanted to add some more flavor, you could use beef or chicken broth, or even vegetable broth would probably be pretty good. All I had was water, so I'm just using water in the rice. But yeah, it'll all kind of, we're going to mix the rice into here once it's cooked with the tomato sauce, the chili seasoning, and the beans. But yeah, we got about 5 minutes left on the rice. It's probably, give or take, about how long it's going to take for this to get to where we're going to want to mix everything in. And then, yeah, it'll all kind of go together all at once. One thing I might have forgotten to do is season the meat a little bit, even though it is going to get the chili seasoning mix. I want to add a little bit of white pepper, a little bit of onion powder, just because if I had them, I would cook down some onions into this. This is going to replace that, I suppose. And we will also throw in some Lawrys garlic salt, just a little bit, nothing too crazy. And then just kind of mix that in. Alright. You can see the meat is starting to brown. And that is exactly what we want. So we'll just keep it cooking for now. This ground turkey really isn't going to have a whole lot of grease in it, but if you are using ground beef, you might have a decent amount of grease. What you can do is just kind of pull everything over, tilt your pan, and put a paper towel in here just to get everything out. But you can see we really don't have very much at all with this ground turkey. Yeah, just keeping it moving and browning, and once it is browned, then we will get to the next step. As far as cheese goes, this is what I'm going to be using, just New York Extra Sharp from Hannaford. Whatever you have is going to work. Could be mozzarella, could be regular cheddar, could be really anything Mexican, shredded cheese, like really anything, but I'm just going to use this block and the grater, and I will grate it onto a plate. I can't really do that on camera, I don't really have the room here, so I will turn this off and I'll be right back. As far as how much cheese I use, probably like a fourth of the block. Not a whole lot. We got the stuff grated here. This is really just going to go on the top when I get ready to broil it all at the end. So you don't need a lot. Obviously the amount is up to you. I'm lactose intolerant, so I really shouldn't be using cheese anyways, but who cares? It's too good. Alright, so the meat's brown. It put off a little more grease than I thought, but honestly not enough that I want to remove it. It'll just add flavor. It's not like an over the top amount of grease. And the rice is finished, so we're gonna go ahead and start getting everything cooking here. Just kind of break up the meat a little bit more here. Okay, so we'll go ahead, throw in the chili seasoning mix. We'll go ahead and throw in not the whole can of tomato sauce, but probably like half of a can, give or take. And then we got our kidney beans that I forgot to drain, so let me do that quickly. Alright, we got the kidney beans drained and washed off. I usually just wash them until they're not foaming anymore. And then, yeah, we just need some water for the chili mix. So let me I'll just put some in this cup. That should be good. I don't think we really need a whole lot more. Maybe even, yeah, not all of it. Go ahead and put that away for now and just start mixing this up. And basically you're gonna want to keep mixing this, cooking it until all of the liquid drains out, or as much as you feel like you want to cook off. Obviously you could have a wetter casserole, I suppose, but we'll go ahead and you're just basically just cooking it like it's taco meat. I mean, the seasoning mix is made by the same company, so don't really see a difference other than just the flavor profile. Just gonna go ahead and mix it up, and keep on mixing until we have cooked off the water. I am going to add a little bit of Texas Pete's hot sauce. Not a ton, but a little kick. Alright. And then, yeah, now it's just a matter of cooking off all the liquid. So I will be back in intervals until it's done, really. And we also do need to add the rice, but I'm going to let a little bit of the liquid cook off before I do that. So it's not like a mushy mess. But yeah, I will be back. I also realized at the beginning of this video I called it chili cornbread casserole, and I haven't really showed cornbread at all. Just use box cornbread, that's what I have. I made cornbread the other night that I overcooked too much, and it is very crumbly, so that's why I'm going to use it in a casserole. Just, don't want to throw it away for no reason. And it's pretty hard to eat otherwise, so I think it'll work pretty well if I put a layer of the meat down, then the cornbread kind of sprinkled over the top, and then cheese. But I suppose we'll see. I've never made this before. I should probably preface that I'm just kind of freestyling at this point and making something. But yeah, it's starting to thicken a little bit, not a ton, but it'll definitely take a while. It's not like a instant thing. Especially we did put tomato sauce and water in, so it's got a decent amount of liquid. It's got to cook down, but we will be back when it does. Alright, it's starting to thicken up pretty good now, so I'm going to add the rice. I definitely don't think I'm going to be able to fit all this rice in here, but we'll sure give it a shot. Yeah, the bowl is very warm still. Just add in... yeah, maybe I can get it all in there. It won't be too bad. Alright. Okay, it's a little more than I was... Oh boy, okay. Might have been a little too much rice. That's not too bad. Just gotta get it all mixed together and incorporated. Alright. So now I'm probably going to maybe add a little more of the tomato sauce. Just to wet it a little bit more. Give it another mix. Alright. So now I just kind of want to let it cook and keep stirring it. Let the beans kind of soften. They'll soften more when you put it in the casserole dish to broil it, so don't need to worry too much about it, but we will keep cooking this down a bit. I'd probably say like 2 or 3 more minutes, and then I will throw it in the casserole dish, and we'll crumble the cornbread over it, and then the cheese. I might need a little more cheese, but oh, we also have the corn. I need to open that, so I will be right back. Okay, I turned the heat down quite a bit. It's on, I think, like 4.5, 5-ish. Mainly just so the rice doesn't burn to the bottom of the pan. That would be not very fun to clean, so I would rather not. But yeah, it's basically to the point where I'd say we can probably start putting it all together. I'll probably turn the recording off and let it cook for like another minute, and then we will put everything together. Okay, so we have the casserole dish, we have the chili concoction, we have the cheese, and then we also, right here, kind of looks like banana bread, but it is cornbread that I overcooked, that we will crumble over it. So we'll go ahead, we'll start off. Go ahead and we'll just put all of this right in there. Okay. Just get as much out as we can, less cleaning. Alright, and then we'll kind of spread this out a bit. Okay. There we go, and then we have, I don't know which order do I want to do this. I think I want to put the cornbread on now. So all I'm just going to do is just kind of, it's very sticky and wet, not wet, but like moist. But just kind of crumble it up. Make sure you washed your hands. And I'm just going to kind of throw it all over the place, over the meat. We're going to use a decent amount of this. Just kind of keep spreading it, make sure it's evenly distributed everywhere. And we'll get moving on. Alright, I think this last handful should be fine. Maybe a little bit more here in the corner. Okay, so that's all thrown on there. Now we have a can of corn. It's just golden sweet whole kernel, if you need exact. And I'm just gonna kind of pour that over the top. And then get the rest of it out of there, kind of spread it. Could do this with cream corn too, I think that'd probably be good. There's that, and then I think I will be right back. I just need to do a little bit more cheese. Okay, so now we have probably just about under a half a block of it right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of sprinkle and spread it out. Of course, it's a block, so it's not gonna be quite as like loose as shredded cheese. You're gonna have to kind of crumble it yourself and move things around as you drop clumps of it, and just get some good coverage. I'm just gonna start dropping a bunch here, and then we'll spread it out. Alright, so that's all the cheese out of the bowl. And like I said, we're just going to want to spread it around. And then the finishing touch is actually, I guess an homage would be the word. One of my favorite restaurants I've ever been to in Florida is the restaurant Bubba's. And I'm sure they do this at other places. It's not like some mystical thing that's never existed, but they have jalapeno cornbread. So the finishing touch is going to be, we have sliced jalapeno peppers, and I'm just gonna take these, get as much liquid off as I can, and just kind of place them around. It doesn't have to be an art project, just kind of throw them on there. Now if you don't like jalapenos, obviously you can leave this out. Just kind of something I thought of because I like the jalapeno cornbread, so I thought it would fit in nicely. You could do this with a fork instead of shoving your fingers in there, but that'd be too slow, I'm gonna be honest. Alright, we'll get like one more here in the middle area. Alright, so that's basically the finished product. Now we just need to take this over to the oven, so I will be right back. Okay, so we're here at my oven. I have to use a separate thing. I live in a camper, so, and the camper that the stove that the camper, oh my god, the oven that the camper has in here burns everything, no matter what temperature you put it on. So I'm gonna come over here, grab my big old casserole. Sorry about the dirty bottom of this oven. We're just gonna throw this in here, and we'll go ahead and change this to broil. And we'll probably want like maybe 400 for, I don't know, 10 or so minutes. Just keep an eye on it, don't let it burn. And yeah, we will be back when it's done. Alright, we've done about 10 minutes at 400 broiling, and you know, stuff's melted, but I'll give it a couple more minutes. I put it back to about 5 or 6 minutes, and then we will come back and see how it's doing. Alright, there we go. There's the finished casserole. I'm going to go ahead and get a bit out to give it a taste. Alright, there it is in a bowl. We're going to go ahead and give it just a little spritz of Texas Pete's on the top. And get ourselves a spoonful here. I want to get a jalapeno in there. That is pretty damn good. It does need more of the cornbread on top, but unfortunately I don't have any more to use. But yeah, it's pretty damn good. We'll go ahead and come back with another recipe at some point here soon that'll be a little more involved. Maybe bread. Bread would be kind of good. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this one, if you make it, let me know how it came out. It's pretty good. Not the best thing I've ever had, not the worst thing I've ever had. So I will count that as a success. I'll give it like a 6.5 to 7 out of 10 maybe. It's pretty good. Thanks for watching. Alright, after eating a whole bowl, I have to admit it's like an 8.5 or 9. Not to toot my own horn, but it's pretty damn good.